안녕하세요. 청주열린도서관 사서 이선경입니다. 오늘도 사서가 들려주는 베드타임 스토리에 오신 여러분들을 환영합니다. 오늘 읽어드릴 동화는 다락원 출판사의 행복한 명작 읽기 시리즈 중 백설공주인데요. 라푼젤, 잠자는 숲속의 미녀, 신데렐라와 같은 동화로 유명한 독일의 그림형제의 작품입니다. 디즈니 애니메이션으로도 큰 인기를 끈 이 작품은 동화뿐만 아니라 영화와 연극, 뮤지컬 등으로도 제작되어 전 세계적으로 널리 알려져 있는 동화라고 할 수 있겠습니다. 그럼 오늘도 즐겁게 들어주세요. 굿나잇! Snow White Chapter 1 An Evil Queen and a Magic Mirror. Long ago, a king and a queen had a baby daughter. She was so beautiful. She had pretty black hair and pink cheeks, and her face was bright white. It looked like fresh snow, so they called her Snow White. But then the queen died, and the king married again. The new queen was really pretty, and she was very proud of her beauty. Each day, she looked into a magic mirror. Then she talked to it. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the prettiest one of all? She asked. You are, the mirror answered. You, my queen, are the prettiest of all. What happy words! The queen loved her magic mirror. It always told the truth. 10 years passed, and Snow White grew even prettier. Then, one day, the queen went to her mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the prettiest one of all? She asked. You, my queen, are so pretty, the mirror said. But Snow White is much prettier. Bah! The queen shouted. She turned red with anger. Soon, the queen hated Snow White. So she made an evil plan. She called her servant to her room. Snow White must die, she told him. Take her into the woods, she ordered, and bring her heart back here. That is the evidence. Now go. The servant took Snow White into the woods, but he couldn't kill her. He talked to Snow White. I must leave you here, he said. Run to a safe place. The queen must never find you. Then he ran away and killed a pig. After that, he gave its heart to the queen. She smiled and laughed with joy. You did it, she said. Poor Snow White was lost in the woods. But then she found a cottage. She opened the door and looked around. Inside, there was a little table. On it, there were 7 plates of food. Next to each plate, there was a glass of juice. Snow White was very hungry and thirsty. So she ate a little food from each plate. Then she drank a little juice from each glass. Soon she became sleepy. Luckily, there were 7 little beds against the wall. They were all clean and warm. but the seventh bed was the most comfortable. She lay down on it and fell fast asleep. During the night, the masters of the cottage came home. There were 7 little dwarfs. At first, they were not happy. They saw the mess on the table. Then, the 7th dwarf saw little Snow White in his bed. What a beautiful girl, he thought. So, he let her sleep there all night. The next morning, Snow White woke up. All the little dwarfs stood around her. "Oh my!" she cried. She was very surprised. But the dwarfs were kind to her. "We live here all each morning," one dwarf said. "All day we look for gold in the mountains, so you can stay in our cottage." "Phew, thank you," Snow White said. "Now I have a safe home." Meanwhile, the proud queen still talked to her magic mirror. "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the prettiest one of all?" she asked. "My queen," the mirror said. "You are the prettiest of all in sight, but, the queen said. She looked confused. "But there lives a girl in the dwarf's cottage this night," the mirror said. "And no one is prettier than little Snow White." "Bah!" the queen cried. "Snow White is still alive? How can that be true?" She turned bright red with anger. Her face looked like an apple. And she made another evil plan. Chapter 2. Alone in the cottage. The next day, the queen put on some different clothes. She looked like an old dress seller. It was part of her plan. Then she looked around the woods. "Aha," the queen said. "There is the cottage." She saw Snow White inside. "Dresses, dresses," the queen cried out. She had even changed her voice too. "I sell pretty dresses. Come and look." Of course, Snow White loved pretty dresses. So she let the queen inside. "What kind of dresses do you have?" she asked. "Try this one," said the queen. "Oh, it's too tight," Snow White said. "Here," said the queen. "I can help you. See, it fits." But it was much too tight around Snow White's neck. "I can't breathe," Snow White cried. She soon turned pale, and she fell to the floor. The plan worked, the queen thought. Snow White is dead now. Then she walked back to the castle. A moment later, the dwarfs returned home, and they quickly cut off the neck part of Snow White's dress. "Phew!" she cried. "I can breathe." "Snow White," one dwarf said, "you were alone all day, so please be careful." In the castle, the queen again went to her mirror. "Mirror, mirror on the wall," she said, "who is the prettiest one of all?" "My queen," the mirror said. No one is prettier than little Snow White. Bah! Snow White didn't die, the queen cried. I still must kill her. And she made another evil plan. First, she took a comb. Then, she moved it through the air and used magic. Whoosh! In an instant, the comb had poison on it. The next day, the queen went back to the cottage. Once again, she wore an old woman's clothes. Pretty things, she cried. I sell all kinds of pretty things. But this time, Snow White did not let the queen inside. Here, said the queen, let me just comb your pretty hair. Okay, Snow White agreed. So, the queen put her hand through the window, and she combed Snow White's hair. A moment passed, and Snow White fell to the floor. Then, once again, the dwarfs returned home. Oh no, one dwarf cried. Look at Snow White. He quickly took the comb from her hair. Slowly, Snow White got up. What happened? She asked. A bad person was here again, the dwarf said, and that comb had poison on it. You must never let other people inside this home. Don't even talk to them. Once again, the queen went straight to her mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the prettiest one of all? She asked. Again, the answer was the same. My queen, the mirror said. No one is prettier than little Snow White. Once more, she turned bright red with anger. Look at me, she cried. I am red like an apple. Then she thought for a moment. Wait, an apple, she said. Ha ha ha, now I have a new plan. First, she got an apple. Then, she moved it through the air. Whoosh! In an instant, half of the apple had poison on it. For the third time, the queen visited the cottage, and she again wore an old woman's clothes and changed her voice. She knocked on the door. Go away, Snow White cried. I cannot let anyone in. But I have some delicious apples, the queen said. Just take this one. We can even share it. She cut the apple into 2 pieces. Then she ate one piece happily. It's so sweet. Please try a piece, she said. Snow White could not resist such a treat. She took a bite and crash! She fell to the floor and she didn't breathe. Dead, dead, the queen said with an evil laugh. The dwarfs can help you now.